My name is Shane Miller. I'm coming to talk to you tonight to, first of all, congratulate you as a city for your restraint and care in handling the Occupy issue in Fort Collins. I was pleasantly surprised, not because the city did well, but because so many cities aren't doing well in that regard. And I was really proud, and I'm not proud of a lot of things, because I'm not necessarily a joiner who's automatically proud of things, but I was very proud of the city for their restraint and their care in handling the Occupy. The Occupy movement in Fort Collins and elsewhere is a reflection of important issues that aren't being addressed. And when you look at the value of that for the city of Fort Collins individually and the nation, one of the things that always pops into my head was something I read when I was reading something by Jimmy Carter, 30 years ago. And to paraphrase, the conscience of a nation is always a minority at first. That's true on a moral and ethical level, and it's also true even on a pragmatic level for those who want to apply it that way. Innovation in terms of ideas about how to solve problems and how to make progress is always a minority position. It always comes from outside the mainstream. And so we have some serious problems globally and nationally and locally that really we don't have very well constructed solutions for. Although, to be fair, we live in a country where our standard of living is better than most of the world's. But some of the really great ideas that created that are being eroded, and the effect is being felt by a lot of people who live here. And it'll be to the detriment not only of people in Fort Collins and nationally, but people across the globe if we don't reinforce those ideas. I think the Occupy movement is a reaction to that process and problem. It's an important voice that hasn't been heard within our current system and is continually being shut out slice by slice. And so I wanted to say that I really appreciate the fact that Fort Collins is keeping that dialogue open and not reacting in an authoritarian or repressive manner. Based on the individuals who run our city, I'm not surprised. But based on the fact that organizations have trouble dealing with dissent, I'm pleased. Thank you so much.
Are there more people that are going to address council? Be sure that you're lined up so we know where we're at here. Okay. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Crisler. I'm from Occupy Fort Collins. I'm one of the only members that have been there for 22 days now. And it came to my attention last week that somebody had turned us in for having a trailer and said that we were camping on site. And we have a trailer that's there for medical use and also for keeping people warm and things like that, and also preparing food. And we've on very good terms with the police department of the area, and we've kind of wondered about the whole situation of not being able to sleep on the property. Something that we're worried about or we're wondering about is why, if I become sleepy, why my First and Fifth Amendment right all of a sudden become null and void. I have to go someplace else. I cannot any longer be part of the protest. That just seems kind of odd to me. And then the other thing is, I'm actually a psychologist, and we have a lot of problems at night. I'm one of the security people there with homeless coming around. And one of the problems that I've seen most of all is that they are rousted from sleep for sleeping in places that really don't hurt anybody. But if they want to put a sleeping bag down in an alley so that they can get some sleep, they can't. So there's many men that have walked into our campsite that have mental issues that haven't had sleep over 3 hours in the last 52. And I think that's something that everybody should be allowed to have, is food, water, and some sleep. And I just wanted to bring that up and see what we can do about maybe being able to sleep, because we're trying to have an Occupy movement. We're 24/7, and we would really like to